Hello, my name is Nathaniel Hoover. I'm a staff writer for GameCola.net, and also author of the column Flash Flood, in which I review Flash games and animations, and make fun of them most of the time. That's definitely the case with FireFlies. FireFlies is one of the first Flash games I ever reviewed, and it's an interesting little puzzle game of sorts. The puzzle is why anyone would bother playing through to the end. It's sort of an interesting concept. You launch fireballs that bounce all over the walls. You use your mouse to aim and fire. Very simple interface. And so you just move around and you click, and when you click, your fireball launches off and maybe possibly blows up some fireflies. And there's, in the top left-hand corner, you see all the information you need, like how many points you have and how many fireflies you need to mercilessly destroy before you have succeeded on your foul mission of firefly genocide. At any rate, first level is complete, well done. There wasn't really much of a trick to it. Now we've stepped up the difficulty just a little bit, because now there's a little bit of a gap where our fireball can fall out into the abyss. But that's not too big of a deal, because they do start off with a decent learning curve, but very quickly you realize that there's, well, really not much to learn. So now we've added the element of white fireflies. Now you'll notice that when the fireball crosses over the fireflies, they light up, and then they explode. Well, the white ones just sort of flicker out, but the purple or the blue or the whatever color those are, I'm colorblind, you know, I'm hopeless, but those ones will light up and they'll explode, and any other fireflies that are nearby, whoops, as you can see right there, will also get caught up in the excitement of exploding, and they too will burst. But not so with the white ones. And that mine that's flying around there, well, you'll see what happens when you hit it, that spike ball. I think you can probably imagine, but I'll save the surprise for just a little bit later. In the meantime, let's see what we can do about bouncing these things off the wall. That is a very satisfying noise. Very satisfying noise. Not often I encounter a very satisfying noise. That boop, boop, boom, boom. Because you feel like you've accomplished something. And, well, this is the level right here where you really start to cease feeling like you've accomplished anything. Where you cease feeling that you've accomplished anything. Really, because you learn more and more that there's not so much strategy. Sure, you need to figure out exactly what parts of the wall you can fire the fireball at where it'll bounce off nicely. But other than that, it's mostly luck, because the fireflies move about randomly. I had very little to do with that. That wasn't really skill. That was just, they happened to be in the right place at the right time, and that pit was in exactly the right place at the right time as well. Clearly, that's the only explanation there can be for... No, I'm just a failure. Well, maybe I'm not a failure, I just fail at this game. See, that's the problem, is I don't have the skill to really play this game, but it's a puzzle game. I love puzzle games. Well, except it's not exactly a puzzle game, because there's way too much randomitude for it to be a puzzle game. You see, I'm accustomed to adventure games, things like Space Quest, things like King's Quest, even things like Bubble Bobble, where there's sort of a pattern. There's sort of this expectation where if you practice enough, or if you take long enough to think about exactly how to do it, you'll figure it out. But not here. No, you just fail over and over. Grr, anger, ah! Okay, that's out of my system now. No, really, there's not much you can do in the way of practicing or getting better at this game, and if there is, I am totally missing it. The only way I've ever gotten to the end of this is by lots and lots of retrying, and I don't feel like I got better after the first 1 or 2 rounds. It's just, sometimes the game will reward me for my patience, and boom! Surprise! That's what happens when you hit a mine. Were you as surprised as I was? No, you probably weren't. Or maybe you were, because I wasn't really surprised either. Anyways. Really though, for me, after stage 5 or so, the novelty is worn off. The level geometry isn't all that different, and it's the same thing. Woohoo! You just point and click, and this level's just hard. Because there's not really many options that you have for bouncing the fireball off the wall without launching it into one of the holes. So you kind of need to just wait for them to line up or just try over and over again. I mean, that's a shot I could never possibly hope to reproduce. But life goes on. I'm tracking you. Ha-ha, hoo-hoo. Yeah, I make this look good. That's because I cut out the 12, 6, 4... Wait, I'm supposed to be counting in reverse order. The many retries that I had. Wrong. Alright, let's try that one again. Yeah, that's a little more like it. Definitely better. Ooh, nice split-off action. I don't know if you saw that there. Every once in a while... Yeah, I failed. Let's keep going on. Every once in a while, when your fireball hits the corner of a wall, where it's a pointy part, it'll split off. Now, if there was some way to trigger this, and actually, now that I think about it, maybe there is a way to trigger it, and I'm totally forgetting how to do it. But, oh boy. Let me check on that, actually. Nope, can't do it. Sorry. Unfortunately, no. Woohoo! Blammo! Okay, that's not going to win me any bonus points. Cool factor, though. Cool factor bonus points. Anyways, where was I? I'm getting sidetracked massively. Yes, that's what I was saying. So, unfortunately, no, you can't trigger the fireball to split off into different directions at will. And, again, if you can, I haven't figured out how. So, that would be a neat game mechanic that would actually give you more of a semblance of control, because if you could split it off into different directions at some point, then the randomness of everything wouldn't matter so much. But instead, we have this. So, it's okay. It's just not... I don't know. I don't really feel like it's worth playing all the way through, because by now you've really gotten the gist of the game. I mean, this is all there is. The last level is fun. I will give you that. But who makes it to the last level? Especially after this one. This is where I just gave up. I mean, seriously, I don't even know what I was doing here. I tried this stage more times than any, and then I stopped recording. And, I thought, I thought that was a good fitting end there. So I stopped recording. And I tried one more round just for the heck of it, and discovered that, I actually beat it the next time. And, of course, the one time it wasn't recorded. So, yay! Level complete! Well done! Well, if we've made it this far, we might as well play to the very end. And besides, you don't even need to play. You can just fast forward to the end of the video. You can skip all of the pain and suffering that I had to go through to get this far. It wasn't so bad. It just gets tedious when you're just clicking and hoping for the right result to come up. See, when this happens, it's very satisfying. It's actually enjoyable to see that success and to try for every single Firefly, but this is almost worth playing all the way to the end for, because it's just a matter of trying to trigger those purple, blue, colored, whatever colored Fireflies to explode in tandem with one another and to inspire the others to ignite. It's tricky. It's kind of like a puzzle, because I discovered that you sort of need to start on one side and gradually work your way around to sort of herd them into one section instead of firing all over the place. More successful that way. But let's see what the spoils are. Well done, game complete! Hooray! Congratulations, you've made it into the weekly high scores. If that's true, that means that nobody else is playing this game. It glows.